Last week we compiled our 7 greatest right wingers of all time, and this week we move on to the left flank. It's probably worth restating, as some in the comments seem a little confused, that you can only make this series in one position. So whilst Lionel Messi would rank as one of the greatest right wingers, attacking midfielders and centre forwards of all time, he can only feature in one of those positions in this series. So if a player doesn't feature here, or in the honourable mentions, it's quite possible that they have either featured already in this series, or are still to come later on. Here are our 7 greatest left wingers of all time. Francisco Gento. 2 of the most decorated footballers of all time plied their trade on the left flank. The first, Francisco Gento, just squeaks in at 7th place, whilst the second, Ryan Giggs, only makes the honourable mentions. Gento won the European Cup 6 times, which is the most of any player in history, and La Liga 12 times, which is also an all-time record. Almost a one-club man, Gento spent 18 years with Real Madrid, and won the 1964 European Championships with Spain. Exceptionally quick, both on and off the ball, Gento had good close control and a real thirst for victory. He scored 128 goals in 438 games for Los Blancos, and regularly assisted the likes of Ferenc Puskas and Alfredo Di Stefano. Oleh Blokhin. Eastern Europe have produced many great left wingers over the years, and a few players from the region feature in both this 7 and in the honourable mentions. Making the list proper in 6th place is Oleh Blokhin, one of the greatest Soviet players of all time. One of only 2 Soviet footballers to have won the Ballon d'Or, Blokhin spent almost his entire career with Dynamo Kiev, averaging a goal every other game. He was the Soviet Union's all-time leading scorer and appearance holder, and won 2 UEFA Cup Winners' Cups with Dynamo. Blokhin had an extraordinary burst of acceleration, outstanding mastery over the ball, and a fierce left-footed shot. Zoltan CZIBOR. One of the stars of Hungary's golden team, Zoltan CZIBOR was a superb left winger who could also play as a striker. He played for the likes of Budapest Honvéd, Roma, and Barcelona at club level, where he was a prolific scorer, as well as winning 43 caps for Hungary, with whom he scored 17 goals. A well-rounded winger who proved an essential cog in one of the greatest football teams ever assembled, CZIBOR has to be included in this 7. Dragan Dzajic. One of the finest European footballers of them all, Pele once described Dragan Dzajic as a wizard, adding, "I'm just sorry he's not Brazilian, because I've never seen such a natural footballer." Dzajic is less well known because he spent almost all of his career at Red Star Belgrade, barring a couple of seasons in France towards the tail end of his career. Technically tremendous, Dzajic was elegant with the ball at his feet, but had no lack of end product. He came 3rd in the 1968 Ballon d'Or voting, the same year he reached the final of the European Championships with Yugoslavia. Ronaldinho. Like a number of players who feature in this series, it can be hard to pin Ronaldinho down to a single position. The Samba star could feature in either our left winger or upcoming attacking midfielder videos, but we've gone for the former, where he played much of his best football for both Barcelona and Brazil. At his peak, Ronaldinho was one of the most brilliant and joyous sights to ever grace a football pitch. For 3 or 4 years, he made a mockery of some of the best defenders on the planet, and all with that big smile branded across his face. Sadly, his peak was all too brief, but he still had a magnificent career, winning the World Cup, the Champions League, La Liga, Serie A, and much more. On an individual level, the 37-year-old won the 2005 Ballon d'Or and both the 2005 and 2006 FIFA World Player of the Year awards. George Best. When it comes to naturally gifted players who conquered the world but had all too brief a peak, few players can match Ronaldinho, but George Best is one of them. The Northern Irish superstar, who was nicknamed the Fifth Beatle, was a footballing genius who had total mastery over a ball. He possessed explosive pace, an endless bag of tricks, and 2 feet which were equally as talented as each other. At his best, he danced past opponents and scored goals for fun. He was a First Division, European Cup, and Ballon d'Or winner all before his 24th birthday, but his career at the highest level effectively ended at 27. Cristiano Ronaldo. For our money, Cristiano Ronaldo is by far the greatest left winger of all time. Best and Ronaldinho may have been more natural footballers, but neither can hold a candle to what Ronaldo has achieved in the game. Aged 32, the Portuguese great has scored a total of 545 goals in 740 games as a player, and set numerous all-time records. A serial winner with both Manchester United and Real Madrid, Ronaldo is physically exceptional. Quick, strong, and possessing a frankly ridiculous leap, he is a constant threat to the opposition. A 5-time Ballon d'Or winner, Ronaldo has scored 50 goals in 7 consecutive seasons. He is undoubtedly one of the best players to have ever lived, and the second best player of his generation. So that's it for our top 7. Honourable mentions can be found in the video description. Thanks for watching, give us a like if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe to HITC Sevens.